Welcome to Scoop World Order. A big Buckeye victory today versus the Purdue Boilermakers, and now the Nittany Lions are on deck. The game of the year, the biggest home game of the year by far on the schedule, is now here. Got a little dinged up today, but I thought it was a fantastic effort. Saw a lot of great stuff today. We're going to get into all that, break down some film, take your questions. Again, I think this is the best I've felt after a game, just in terms of the offense, the defense, the running game, everything looking better. The scheme was fantastic. It was a huge upgrade, thank God. So we're going to get into all that. But as always, very thankful for you guys. Appreciate you guys. I hope you guys were able to watch the game, find someone to watch it on Peacock. But again, it was a great one today by the Bucks. I'm going to get right into it with my good friend Nevada Buck. Nevada, how are you today?
Well, Nevada Buck's a big winner, Mr. Barton. Nevada Buck called the score early in the week. If you guys listen to the podcast, Nevada Buck said 49-7 Ohio State. And, you know, if not for a Devin Brown fumble on the 6-inch line, probably would hit the thing right on the nose. Put a big bet on Ohio State, big bet on Ohio State. And then I hedged some of it to Purdue over 6.5 at halftime. That cashed as well, because I figured they'd get the meaningless score. The only thing I was sweating was the extra point because their kicker was so bad. But no, Ohio State did exactly what I thought they would do today. I really feel like I've got a good handle on this Ohio State team. A lot of people were freaking out about Purdue and, oh, we've lost there, and it's Ross H. Stadium, and it's going to be cold, and it's going to be windy. And I was like, guys, we're going to kill these guys. We're going to kill these guys. And let me tell you something right now. Ryan Day has found something offensively. The offense didn't just get better magically because Dallin Hayden put on his magic shoes and he was able to rush for 59 yards, whatever the heck it was. This was scheme. It's always been scheme. It will always be scheme. It's not the offensive line stinks or the offensive line this or whatever it is. It's scheme. When you change the scheme and you change your predictability and you change what you're doing by formation and by down and distance, things magically get better. And you know what? It was like magic. It got better today. So be happy, Ohio State fans. Super optimistic, but this one was predictable. Predicted a big win, had a big win. Very, very happy about the result.
Yeah, I had a great source inside the Purdue football organization, and I'm just telling you, like, they were scared it was going to happen. They're beat up, and frankly, like, you know, the team, we needed this kind of slump buster-ish type game. It felt great. Jack Sawyer finally got a sack. JT got another sack. The pass rush was working. Jack was able to take an inside move for, I think, the first time all year, and magically he got a sack. So he wasn't just cage rushing and bull rushing every play. But we're going to get right into it. The story of the day, the best thing I saw all day. Devin Brown comes in short yardage, and we run the quarterback. I can't say I didn't tell you so, but this was a sight for sore eyes. Nevada, when you saw Devin Brown come in, we run. It's kind of like a fake read option. It just ends up being a Q follow, where Chip is the lead blocker. And again, the O-line, this is fantastic on this double team right here. We launch this three technique back into the lap of the linebacker. Again, you look at the displacement, you look where the three technique ends up, this whole side is caved in. Chip's got really no one to block. And it's just so easy when you run the quarterback. And look, wow, we convert. It's not even close. We don't get stuffed. Our numbers are just so much more powerful when you add that extra hat, aka the quarterback, you run it. But what was your thought when you first saw this, Nevada?
Well, I thought I was watching the wrong team. I thought I was watching somebody else that was doing offense the easy way. And running the quarterback is easy mode on offense because you have an extra blocker. You get the benefit of the extra blocker. In this case, it was Chip, who didn't have much to block. But you're able to equate numbers. You're able to gain a numerical advantage in the running game. And it's so that's why everybody does it. Right now, in the NFL, like the days of the passing NFL quarterback is almost dead. Like that's almost become a dinosaur in the NFL. So what about should be in college football now? Look, I could think McCord can do it. McCord, ran for 9 yards today on a great keeper. The turf monster picked him up a little bit, but are running the quarterback just enough to keep them honest, especially around goal line, especially in short yardage. Watch for the jump pass. I'm telling you, it's coming. Devin Brown's going to do that. He's going to step up. Everybody's going to be coming there. He's going to do a Tebow and jump up and hit the tight end. It's going to happen. And when it happens, I want you guys all to point up to Nevada Suite, and I'll be up there sipping hot cocoa, watching the game, and I'll salute all you guys. But I loved it. I love the quarterback run, and I just think it's almost unfair to do a defense when you've got as much talent as we do. And OSU offense was cooking, man, firing on all cylinders today against an overmatched Purdue team. But you still got to go win. Some overmatched Purdue teams have given Ohio State teams tough games, sleepy day, blackout, on the road, rainy, windy, whatever, and we just took care of business. So I couldn't have been happier.
Yeah, I mean, you still gotta go win. And again, I feel like I felt better watching this than I did after we played Youngstown State or Indiana or similar caliber teams. But this again, same play, QB lead. The edge is all sealed up. You get this, and I love watching him drop the shoulder here and get in the end zone. I mean, that had to have felt cathartic for the kid after losing the QB battle. Hasn't played in a few weeks. Been watching Kyle McCord. Kyle took the job. You had the big moment against Notre Dame. I get it. I mean, just being real, like, when you're trying to be the starter and you get beat out and the other guy is playing well and, all of a sudden you get 0 reps except for in mop-up time. I was happy for the kid. I was happy for Brandon Inniss. I was happy for Carnell Tate. Nevada, the good thing about games like this, like when you do kind of blow someone's doors off, is you get to see some of the future, or in my opinion, some of the present, because frankly, I think that there's guys that are out there right now that shouldn't be playing. I'd be putting Carnell Tate and Brandon Inniss out there like next week. But what were your thoughts on some of the youngsters? Brandon obviously had the long bomb. His first catch as a Buckeye turned it into a touchdown. Saw the run after catch. Carnell had some nice plays. Dallin Hayden, after Ryan Day says he's getting redshirted, he gets forced into action because Chip gets dinged with the concussion. What were your thoughts on some of the guys that were the unsung heroes that stepped in and played big roles today?
Look, I'm always happy. Like you said, these games are great opportunities to see some of these young guys. But on this podcast, we make one of our core beliefs to be to avoid dumb takes. Now, let me tell you what a dumb take is coming out of this. The dumb take coming out of this is, oh, Dallin Hayden should be our running back number 1, or Brandon Inniss should play over Emeka, or like, don't be reaction. Don't be that fan. Just accept it for what it was. It was a great effort. Dallin's going to be a terrific back when he gets the chance. But in this scheme, it didn't matter who was running back there today. They were all going to feast because the holes were massive. They were pulling guys. They were showing action to the right and then pulling guys back and running against the action. And Helping Technician had an unbelievable nugget on it earlier in the week in terms of how he thought that Ohio State was going to fix it, what they had done, what the adjustments were, and boy, did he nail it. I mean, you talk about inside information. That was like he was inside the huddle, because that's exactly what they were doing. The holes were just popping wide open, and credit to that maligned Ohio State offensive line. They look great today. And let me tell you what, this teams like Purdue, this is who Michigan's been playing all year, is Purdue-like teams. And so they're so great. They're killing everybody. That's because they're playing freaking Purdue every week, guys. Like, calm down on the Michigan is one of the great teams of all time thing. Michigan is fine. Are they beatable? Absolutely, they're beatable. And this was a great step for us. Offensively, great step for them. Defensively, like even the special teams, despite the couple of we missed an extra point, had a couple delay of games, but we did, Mirko, or Micro as the guy I like to call him, did pin him back deep, and so probably a wash for special teams, but everything else A+ effort, and couldn't be happier.
So I gotta show our boy McCord, guys. I've been screaming for the read option. Here's the guy. This is your read key right here. Run it right up in here. And like, since we've never pulled this, like, this guy doesn't even check anything. And this is so open. Watch this. There's nobody. Like, look at this. This is Big Ten defense. And that's how bad our tendencies were in the realm of the fact that we never, ever would pull the ball. So, I got to screenshot this because this is amazing. But and that's all I wanted CJ Stroud to do last year. And that's all I want Kyle McCord to do. It's like, look, get to 8, 9, 10, and instead of tripping over your feet, just slide. Just slide. You don't have to get hit. You'll be okay. I'm telling you, you just got. I mean, now it's 2nd and 1. You like how easy is that? I mean, I mean, it literally is like stealing. But Nevada, when you saw, I mean, Kyle looked good there. He looked athletic. Like, I mean, I just think that we've done our running game the hardest way possible, and like the O line has been getting whipped to death, which I hate more than anybody in the world because I've been that guy. I've been in that coaching room. I know what it's like. And I'm like, guys, if you would just help them and actually call decent plays, then magically we're going to look great. And I know Purdue is kind of a corpse. Like they're not, that's not, Penn State or Michigan, but still they're better than Youngstown State was. And they're better than Indiana was, in my opinion. But your thoughts going forward, Nevada, are we going to see more QB run? Because I think when you go play real teams, like we got some real ones coming up. We got Penn State, Wisconsin, Michigan. I think you got to run them a little bit. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, if you look on that particular play, it was the classic run pass option where you had the first play up the middle on the run up the gut, and then he could pull it out and throw it out there to Marvin, who was kind of bubbling out there to the top of the screen, I think it was. Or like you said, take the easy money and just run for 8, 9 yards at a time and just break the back and stop that defensive end from coming flat down the line. Opens up everything else. No, I think this RPO game. It's like Ryan's like figured it out. It's like you see it. He's like, wait a second. You mean we can run an RPO where we read the guys and we do this? And it's like honestly, it's like when when they found fire or the wheel or something like that. I feel like Ryan has figured it out, and now it's like, wow, look at our offense. We throw for 332 yards and 4 touchdowns, and we're still running the ball effectively. Like we can do it all, and it's like. Yeah, no kidding, Ryan. This is and that offensive line, yeah. If you're not running into mass fronts, if you're not running into loser plays, all of a sudden they look better. They're not awful. And it's like, yeah, no kidding. So, I feel like this was a game of discovery. I'm going to call Ryan, like Sir Isaac Newton. He's like,
the light bulb
the light bulb went above his head, and Apple hit him on the head as he was landing on the chair. But he's figured it out, and. I thought the offense looked great today. I thought the offense looked great. The defense looks, stifling. We blitzed a little. I mean, Knowles was blitzing a lot today. I know we're talking about being a little bit more, less blitz heavy, but he was sending the blitz today, and it was like Knowles was just like, screw it, we're just going to blitz, and I don't believe that you can beat us over the top, so I'm just going to blitz every play because he blitzed a lot and to great effect. So it was a great effort all the way around.
Double tights. I love this. I don't know why G. Scott is like in a wing. I don't know if he's supposed to be on the line or wing because he's like in the middle between the two, which is kind of weird. But besides that, this is our topper play, which is one of my favorite plays ever. It's back block. It's like this is a power gap scheme. This is like what I love. Except for instead of cutting off the backside, you pull everybody. So you're pulling the guard through, and then you pull the tackle through. And I mean, this is such a fun play to watch, especially when you can hold that backside end. And like, look at this. And I know, like, I get it, Purdue's Purdue, but still, the execution is just perfect and it's beautiful. And I mean, he doesn't get touched, again. So I mean, I know Dallin is Dallin and whatever, but like, he doesn't get touched until he's got about 10 yards. And I just thought the scheme took a big step forward. It's so funny when he fumbled this, I was like, I wonder if this is going to cost Nevada his perfect score. Because of course the very next play is the but again, despite the fumble, which obviously that can't happen, in big games, but despite the fumble, man, like look at how open this is. This is straight zone blocking, the whole thing. And you've got your receiver out here, so he's not in the box. You got your other receiver cut here. And it's just like, we collapse, like we're physical, we're displacing. Like, I love all of this. We're cutting off right here. Like, this is great. I mean, we're getting to the second level. It's like all the stuff that they harped on, they did. And I mean, and Devin puts his foot in the ground. And, this is the only thing that kept you from having nailing the score right on the head. But my God, I mean, look how open that is in the red zone. I mean, it's literally him and the safety. But your thoughts on this? I mean, is this like I feel so much better about the running game now after watching this Purdue game, just because I think that, we finally figured out that for one, the quarterbacks are not made of porcelain. And for two, like you gotta do things to equate numbers. Like, excuse me, I don't know if it was go Wildcat. I don't know if it was, if you're gonna snap the ball to Cade Stover or Trey Henderson and do something, but this was beautiful today. I can't say enough about it. I'm gonna look for some of these sacks right now. But your thoughts on the scheme? Because like again, the scheme was fantastic today, but the execution was there too. Like it wasn't just, because they've run some of these plays, but I mean, they were getting more on the double teams. I was just happy for these guys. But your thoughts, Nevada?
Well, a couple of things. One, now you guys understand when we're talking about Devin Brown and his athleticism as a runner, despite the fumble, you see the dimension that he can. But like the people were bagging on him. Oh, he's so slow, Nevada, and he can't run. And oh, you lied. And it's like, guys, now you see he can pass, he can run. Devin can do a lot of things. Having said that, boy, McCord's looking good. I know it's Purdue. I know that, but the guys did not do him any favors today because he was putting the ball right there, and guys just kept dropping it or
Oh my
making
God.
like bad one-handed efforts or whatever it was. And McCord, like I said, my only, if I'm the only thing I'm doing to keep him from getting a perfect score today. So I'm trying to find something to not give him 100. So I'm going to knock him down to 98, 98. I don't think his pocket presence is great. I think sometimes he'll hang back there deep when he could step up maybe 6 or 12 inches and keep those rushers off of him. I think a couple of sacks might have been on him, but boy, he delivers the ball well and with authority can throw it. I just like I said, I cannot say enough good things about Kyle McCord. He has really stepped up, and he is not the same kid that was taking snaps earlier in the season, not at Notre Dame, not against Youngstown State. He is a different quarterback, and boy, he's looking good. Like I said, a plus effort by Kyle. Like, couldn't be happier for him. Did it all. Ran, passed, did it all, and like I said, just a great effort by a great kid, and firm number one starter, and as it should be. He's playing great.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, we were deep in the bag of tricks. We ran the Buck sweep, which I don't know if we haven't run the Buck sweep since '05. Double guard pull right here, cut off. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, and it gashes their front. So you see Donnie, you see Matt pulling out. That this is like the Packer sweep. Like you get like Lombardi, you get a seal here and you get a seal here. And I mean, it just works, this is so much better than the stretch play. I mean, we're pulling our guards creative, again, the only thing I worried about on offense today, other than the drops, was we did not see the corner fire that came about 3 times. And Kyle got out of it the one time. He got hit one time, but I mean, that could have killed him. And they got to figure out a mechanism to get that fixed. But like, I just love our scheme. And I just hope that they keep being innovative because, the Bucks sweep, the reason why this play is coming back big time in college football is because they banned, if you don't have him here and you've got a corner squatting here, he can't cut the guard anymore. That's illegal. That's a 15-yard penalty. Where in the past, when you'd run this versus a corner or a safety that'd be sitting out here, he'd get his knees blown out because the corners are always taught to cut the guard, make a pile. And you can't do that anymore. So the Buck sweep is like lethal now in college football. Because I watch Oregon run it, I watch Washington run it, and I'm like, why can't we run it? And we did run it, which is great. Defensively, Nevada, Jack Sawyer got the monkey off his back. He got a sack today. He had a personal foul, which was only like a 2-yard difference. JT was all over the place. What were your thoughts on the play of Knowles' defense? Because he really basically threw a shutout today.
I mean, just again, just watch the way they battle though. That sequence at the end of the first half where they they kind of went a little soft, got it down. Hancock makes a great play. Saves the at the 1-yard line on a guy that's walking into the end zone, and then they hold him. Then they bow their back, hold them, keep them off the scoreboard. I mean, that's a really good defense. We're now 6 games into the season right now, averaging 8.5 points a game or whatever it is. Still haven't given up a play over 40. I mean, This is a very, very good defense. I don't know how long it's going to take. People keep saying, well, I'll wait till the first road game. Well, I'll wait till the first offense in the top 25. Well, I'll wait till the Notre Dame game. Well, I'll wait. It's like, guys, this is a really good defense. Now, will they
So,
stop everybody and shut them up? No, of course not. That's not, realistic in 2023. But this is a really good freaking defense. And Cody Simon is giving us some big. I'm a big Steel Chambers guy, but Cody gives you a third linebacker that is not a drop off one bit from either of those two guys inside. And no, I love it. I was happy for Jack. Knew it would come through. Again, Nevada Buck, Nevada Nostradamus, Nevada Damus said, what would the story be of the game? Jack and JT both get sacks. We do the defense does their thing. I'm a prophet, dude. I'm a prophet.
yeah,
I'm a Las Vegas betting prophet, and I just
machine.
dominated. I dominated them today. Bet Online may have to go out of business after Nevada. I'm gonna kick them down today on the double whammy, man. The double the Purdue. So Nevada Buck was not crying when the Purdue scored and kicks that extra point. I want you to know he was okay with that. So maybe that's cheering against my own team, but Nevada Buck was okay with that.
You have to send that walk-on kicker a ham, Uncle
Yeah, no
Buck.
kidding.
We got
Uncle Buck.
but this is the story of the day for me. This is an absolute missile from McCord right here. I mean, you got guy. This isn't like some cake throw here, and he throws a seed. Cade snags it, rips it away from the guy. I mean, that was incredible. Like that was an absolute scud missile of a throw.
Kurt. That score's 13-0 right now. Marvin has just dropped the ball in the end zone.
Yep.
So you don't get you get that picked or Cade drops it or it's incomplete or whatever it is, and Purdue still believes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
you scored, you go 20-0, and I mean I love their coach attempting the field goal down 27-0. That was
Yeah.
super awesome. That was like, yeah, way to go, Ryan. Way to go.
That
You're
yeah
showing up.
that guy, yeah, he's all hat, no cattle, in my opinion.
Oh
I
my
just I
God,
don't think there's much to him.
he's so bad. That like
Yeah.
attempting a field goal down 27 points with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Just you might as well just like put the flag up saying we're not even trying to win. We're just
Yeah.
trying to cover the spread. I mean, what a beta move that was.
Yeah. I just think he's just not much. Again, like I know he's like a young guy, but I was surprised he just, I gotta show the pressure because you're right, your boy Knowles, I think he was like, all right, we're gonna get some stuff on film that we haven't been running very much of because your boy was blitzing today. I'm telling you, here's a zero pressure right here. Zero means that everybody is in man coverage, and you're bringing 6. So right at the snap of the ball, the house is coming, and everybody else is in man. And I'll tell you what, this was great because Jack, for the first time all year, rushed inside and didn't rush contain, didn't cage rush. So this tackle probably was shocked that he didn't do the regular bull rush and cage rush. He actually gets there. But he gets home, gets a sack. I mean, you see the linebackers are coming, wrapping. JT finishes off. I mean, this is you want to talk about misery? Imagine being this guy, and it's like you get Jack, JT, Tommy, and then Tyleek with all of his fatness at the very top is like the big fat cherry on top of the sundae. Is when you have Tyleek who weighs 380 landed on the whole thing. I mean, that would suck. But again, like your guy was dialing it up today, and I loved it so much because the guys look like they're having fun. They're getting after it. It was one of those games where, again, it's so easy to look ahead. It was encouraging. They started really fast. But now it's here. I mean, there's no more looking ahead to Penn State because now it is Penn State. Give me your MVPs. Give me your game balls. Maybe pick a guy or two from each side of the ball, offense and defense, and we will get this thing wrapped up.
Offense, it's got to be Kyle McCord. I mean, Kyle McCord was just humongous. Could have picked about 9 guys on it, but I'm going to say Kyle McCord because he was just absolutely terrific. And defensively, I'm going with Tyleek, man. Tyleek just controlled the middle, was knocking down passes, was just making plays. So again, you're right. You can just tell when a unit is cohesive and coherent and having a great time, and that's what they are. And I know that comes from success, but this is a fun defense to watch. This is probably the most fun I've had watching a defense in quite some time, because you're not dependent on that dominant defensive end. It's truly them playing team defense, and they play it really well and at a really high level. And I hope all the fired Jim Knowles and his gimmicky Big 12 defense stuff, I hope that stuff has gone to the island of bad takes along with all the other bad takes. So yeah, what a great day. I'm super happy. Nevada Buck is wealthier and happier that he's been in all 6 weeks this year.
Did you roll all onto your boy Knowles winning the Broyles Trophy? Are there odds on that right now? They're probably too low at this point.
No, I'm betting it. I'm going to blow it all on UFC fights tonight. Just bet it all on random fighters. So that'll be fun.
I absolutely love it. Well, I'm going to break this one down and we'll get out of here because, again, I love when we do this. So here you drop Jack into the hole in case you run a slant. But I love the middle pressure just because a lot of these backs are not good at pass pro. This guy wasn't bad, but, it's a lot of pressure. Like, look at this tidal wave. Like, I love Caden Curry in here at D tackle. And I mean, it's just like a wave where, look at the quarterback. I mean, he's like scrambling backwards off his back foot, makes a nice throw. But I mean, I'm telling you, that's the kind of stuff that's got to get home versus Drew Aller. And I think that, they're putting it all on film just because they want to show some of the stuff they can do. But I got to go with my guy, Brandon Ennis. I know it was a meaningless touchdown, but it showed you a glimpse of what him and Cardell could add to this offense because I think Brett Hartley does a great job. Obviously, everyone, great recruiter and all that. But like, I think that rotating these guys in is huge. He made a comment about trying to keep the 3 best receivers on the field, but it's a long season. Guys are getting beat up, like guys like Emeka, Marvin. So I think you got to see more Tate and Ennis. I think those guys are ready to go and ready to make an impact. And I mean, Ennis got one ball and it was explosive and it was a long touchdown and it came from Devin Brown, but I'll go Ennis. I'll go Sawyer. I'm just happy to see these guys get a sack. I know that him and JT is wearing them out, having the goose eggs and having everybody talk about them. And they showed the little stat that says the fewest amount of sacks in the Big Ten, blah, 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 whatever. But, I think that these guys are playing fantastic team defense because all I care about is team defense. I don't care about numbers or sacks or interceptions or havoc plays. Those are all great. All I care about is giving up the fewest points possible. That's the only thing I care about. Scoring defense is the only stat that matters. You give up 80 million yards. If you don't give up any points, you're going to win. So that being said, any final thoughts of that as we wrap this thing up?
I think Penn State's going to have a tough time next weekend. I'm calling it. I'm going early. I think they're going to have a hard time. I'm just calling it.
I do too, man, because their interior is bad. Their 3 interior O linemen are bad. So I mean, they got to come see Ty Leak and Mike Hall, and Ty Leak is monstrous. I mean, Ty Leak honestly wouldn't shock me at all if he goes and is a 1st or 2nd round pick because he's that good right now, and he's a twitchy dude. He's got a lot of momentum. He's a guy that you don't usually see in the Big Ten because he's a load, but he's a big twitched up load. So I'm excited to see what our guys can do versus that interior. Because again, I don't think that they've played anybody. I think they're a lot like Michigan, where they've beaten up a bunch of paper tigers. They've beaten up Indiana and Rutgers and New Mexico State and Antarctica and Norway and whatever. I mean, that's not the same as playing Ohio State, especially in the shoe. Well, we're gonna wrap this thing. We appreciate you guys as always. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will do another film show tomorrow. As always, we appreciate all of the likes and the follows, subscriptions. We're going to be at BuckeyeScoop.com all day. I know that there's a fantastic game going on right now, so that's probably where a lot of you guys are. So we're going to jump onto that. But we appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for being a part of our Buckeye Scoop family. And if you guys want the best online college football and Ohio State experience, join BuckeyeScoop.com. We're going to be on there all night. Game threads for the Notre Dame game, game threads for the Washington-Oregon game. It's kind of like watching it with all your buddies all night. So appreciate you guys as always. In the comments, shout out where you watched the game from today. And also, let me know who your MVPs are. I want 1 on offense, 1 on defense. Actually, give me 2 on offense, 2 on defense. I want to hear from you guys. So appreciate you guys as always. You guys have a great rest of your day. Go Bucks.